Hi, everybody. Kara here, coming to you today with the topic of how do I find the grade level that I should be working with my student on in terms of oral reading fluency. So number one, let's just remember that oral reading fluency is a general outcome measure, and it gives us some confidence. If the student is at a certain level with their oral reading fluency, it gives us confidence that the underlying skills that allow them to read fluently are intact or doing well. So things like automatic recognition of words, their ability to decode a word that they don't know automatically, decoding it quickly and accurately, right? So that I want to make sure everybody's clear that we are going to talk about working on oral reading fluency, but we don't work on oral reading fluency as the only thing that we do. The other kinds of interventions that we do in terms of getting that sight word, that sort of lexicon of sight words that the student has, building that up, and also, of course, like I said, decoding skills. That is what's going to help fluency to get better. But there are times when we do want to work on reading, connected text, of course, because that is the thing that we're ultimately wanting students to be able to do. And so this can really be a great way to actually work on prosody and making sure the student is attending to punctuation, using expression. When students are able to read fluently, a good indicator of that is their prosody. So anyway, with that said, let's figure out how we would find that level. So the first thing is that we look at our San Diego Quick assessment. And so what we see here is, and this is from the core Assessing Reading Multiple Measures, second edition. You can see that down here at the bottom. So I start, when I think about how to even give this, I know that this student is in fifth grade. And so but I also know that I'm probably giving this assessment because I'm concerned about their reading. They're probably not reading at grade level, right? So I don't start at the fifth grade level. I start 2 to 3 grade levels below their actual grade level. Okay, so in this case, I just chose, and this is not, an exact science. So I chose to begin with this student at grade 3. Okay, so she read this list of words, and then I wrote down how many errors she had. So you don't have to write down what they said that was incorrect. You do not have to do that. But if you want to, you can, but do whatever is the most accurate for you to be able to figure out how many errors, because we're really not doing anything with this information other than finding out the instructional level. So you're not going to go back and analyze any of these errors. Okay, so that was 3. And so what I'm trying to find is the instructional level. Now, according to the San Diego Quick, that is when they have exactly 2 errors. Okay, whereas frustration is 3 or more errors, and then independent would be less than 2 errors. Okay, so, but it's not always going to work out exactly that you find an exact instructional level of 2 errors. And that is a-okay, because we literally are only doing this to get some idea of where to start when we go to assess their correct words per minute in terms of reading connected text. Like, what grade level should we start with? This is all we're using this for. So because I only got a frustration level, I go down. So now I'm going to have them read the second grade list. And when I did that, I found, oh, look at that, exactly 2 errors. So now I have found my instructional level, or what I'm going to use as my instructional level. Okay, that's all that is for. It just helps us save time later in terms of how many times we have to give 1-minute reading probes. Okay, so that is what we do next. If we go to our fluency flow chart, we see that we've just done step one. The student reads, sorry. We just did step one in this part of it. Use the San Diego Quick instructional level. So I found my San Diego Quick instructional level of grade 2, okay, right here. So now the student is going to read 3 passages from that grade level text. Remember, this student is in 5th grade, but that doesn't matter. We have to find the level at which we want to be intervening in their fluency. So we're going to have them read 3 2nd grade level passages. Okay, check. So they did that. And we got now 3 scores for words correct per minute and errors. Okay, so we calculate the words correct per minute and the number of errors for each passage and record the median score. So this is what you see that I've circled here. The median is literally the number in the middle. So if I were to put these in number order, it would go 35, 42, 43, right? 42 of that being in the middle. Same thing with errors. Out of a 4, a 3, and a 7, the 4 is in the middle. Now I calculate the accuracy. So I know that it's 42 words per minute is the words per minute score, but I need to also calculate accuracy. So I do that with this formula here. And so that would be 42 divided by 46, because that is the number of words correct per minute, 42, divided by the median words correct plus the median errors. So 42 plus 4 is 46. That's how I get 91. Now, is that, so now I go down to my next decision point here. Is that accuracy 95% or better? Is 91% better than 95 or at 95? No, it's not. Okay, so what does that tell me? I'm going to repeat the whole process from the next grade below. In other words, 2nd grade, we are not working on fluency until we have an accuracy score of 95% or better. So I don't even care about words per minute at this point. I'm only checking right now for accuracy. I mean, I have to find words per minute to find accuracy, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm going to repeat the process now with 1st grade level text. Same thing. Here are the 3 numbers I got from the 3 passages for words correct per minute and errors. Now, notice that the errors here are 1, 2, and 2. If you have 2 of the same number, then obviously that is the number that's in the median number. Okay. So now I do my calculation for accuracy. 50 divided by 52, right? Because 50 plus 2 is 52. And I get 96%. Aha. Is that 95% or better? Yes, it is. Okay, now I'm ready for my next step. Find the words correct per minute score on the Hasbrook and Tyndall chart. Okay. So here are our norms here from the updated 2017 ones. Now, remember that this is with 1st grade level, because even though my student is in 5th grade, that does not matter. I'm looking at the 1st grade level scores. Now you'll see that there's a winter and a spring, and there's quite a big difference between winter and spring in 1st grade. So you're like, which one do I use? Well, because my student is in well beyond 1st grade, I'm looking at the spring. I'm going to look at the spring words correct per minute column. That would be true for any grade level that I'm looking at that is below the kid's actual grade level. I'm always going to look in the column that is for spring, the end of that school year. Okay. Even if I'm in the fall of 5th grade, doesn't matter. Okay. So, now I'm looking here. Okay, great. And so is the score, the words correct per minute score, more is it 10 or more words below the 50th percentile for that grade level? So 10 or more words below the 50th. Well, the 50th percentile is 60. Okay. And what was my student score? 50. So is that 10 or more below? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. Now, this says score, if this was not the case, let's say that the student had a words correct per minute of 65 on first grade level. Do you see how it says repeat the process with the passage from the next grade level up? Well, I already did that, right? I already did. I started with the next grade level up. So if that were the case, then I can still work on improving that student's fluency, because honestly, what would be great is if they were at the 75th percentile. Okay, so you're still not going to go up to grade 2, because first of all, you already did, and you cannot work on fluency until you're at 95% accuracy. Okay, so again, I can help you work through those numbers and everything with your students. Now, it's never, of course, going to work out perfectly. Of course, this is to help guide you, but our actual student was 10 or more below. So that is great. What am I going to do? So the answer to this was yes, I'm going to work on fluency at this grade level. What grade level? First. Okay. So I had to do 2 sets of probes for this particular student. That is absolutely fine. Again, remember that the San Diego Quick was my starting point. Imagine if I had tried to have this kid, because they're in 5th grade, imagine if I would have asked Jane to read 3 5th grade level passages. Well, that would have been probably a little bit torturous for her and me, right? So the only reason we do the San Diego Quick is to give us an idea of where to start with our oral reading passages. Okay. So that's how you calculate or figure out probably what grade level you're going to work on for oral reading fluency. And in the next video, we'll talk about some of the interventions that you can do for oral reading fluency. All right, thanks.